were victors when they won the Hunger Games. Part 2, these are the victors we have an exact age for, and there's only one 18-year-old in this mix. Thank you so much to commenters who told me where some of the information I was skeptical of came from. We're given the exact ages of 5 victors in the books themselves. All of the victors from District 12 were 16, although Haymitch just barely so, since Reaping Day was his birthday. Lucy Gray's age is mentioned in passing when Snow is filling out a questionnaire. Finnick is mentioned as being 14 in Catching Fire when Katniss is rewatching his games before the Quarter Quell. Now, in the books, he is not said to be the youngest victor ever. He's just said to be one of the youngest in the Quell because he won when he was 14. I do think it's implied that he was unusually young, but the youngest ever comment just happens in the movie. Suzanne Collins also told us in an interview that other than Katniss and Peeta, Joanna was the youngest in the Quell at 21. Given when she won, that would make her 17 at the time. The ages for the other 4 victors come from some kind of promo material associated with the movies. Now, I'm very firm on movie canon and book canon not being the same thing, but given Suzanne Collins' involvement with the movies, I'm inclined to trust information about victors' ages and what games they won, unless that's directly contradicted in the books. Like, there's just not really any narrative reason to change anything, and it feels like it'd be pretty easy for them to just call her up and say, hey, can you give us a little extra information about a few people? Your mileage may vary. Based on movie promo material, though, Mags won the 11th Hunger Games, and since she's said to be 80 at the time of the 75th Games, that would make her 16 when she won. Apparently, in the Hunger Games exhibition, which was an exhibit in Vegas with a lot of movie stuff, the ages for Gloss, Cashmere, and Annie at the time of the third Quarter Quell are given. Since we know which games they all won, we can backtrack. Apparently, Gloss and Cashmere were both 15 and Annie was 18. I was kind of surprised about that when I first heard about it for Gloss and Cashmere, but it actually does fit with some of the things we hear about in Catching Fire. Gloss, Cashmere, and Finnick all won successive games. If the 2 previous victors were 15-year-old careers when Finnick's games happened, it wouldn't be so out of left field for a 14-year-old career to feel like he had a decent shot. And it would also give some context to Cashmere volunteering right after her brother won. And if the oldest career we know of lost it during the games, which Annie did, that really hammers home that everyone who ends up in the games, including the oldest possible careers, are still children being forced into this horrible situation. And whatever training they get, that does not automatically make them equipped to deal with things like seeing someone who may have been a friend literally lose their head. This is not necessarily representative of all the victors, let alone all the careers, but I think it does point to this idea that being 18 is not necessarily as much of an advantage as people think it is.